After that fight right there, we have Bill Algeo and Ricardo Ramos in the featherweight division. Bill Algeo, 14 wins and 5 losses. Super slight favorite at minus 120, 31, almost 32 years old, a little bit taller, a little bit more lengthy with a 1.5-inch reach advantage, and then a 3-inch height advantage in the fight as well. Ricardo Ramos, the man is just, I mean, he does so many crazy attacks, spinning back fists, spinning back elbows, spinning back kicks, whatever the case may be, a lot of spinning stuff from this guy right here, but both fighters have really good striking. Ricardo Ramos with 14 wins and 3 losses right there, decision win, we're naked, spinning back elbow, as I was talking about just a little while ago right there. But surprisingly has a lot of submission wins rather than knockout wins, with 7 submission wins and 3 knockout wins with 4 decision wins. The one thing that I'm kind of suspect on Bill Algeo in this fight is his wrestling defense and his grappling defense as well. We saw in the fight with Ricardo Lamas, the main reason he ended up losing the fight was because of the wrestling and grappling of Ricardo Lamas. I believe he got like 5 or 6 takedowns, something like that. A lot of control time. I believe like half of the fight was Ricardo Lamas on top with ground and pound and with submission attempts as well. So if the fight stays in the feet, I'm probably going Bill Algeo to win the fight by decision, but there is that part of me that thinks Ricardo Ramos could go out there and could grapple and wrestle in the fight, having 7 submission wins on his record so far, but I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a pretty close fight. I mean, you see the odds of minus 120 and then minus 105. Let's see. What are the betting odds at right now? Let's see. So minus... Okay, that's a different one. Let's see, where is it, man? I'm probably going right past it. Bill Algeo, Ricardo Ramos, so minus 120 and then minus 110. I probably only bet on the fight. I probably wouldn't put a bet on Bill Algeo. I probably only bet on the fight if it's even money or underdog odds. That's what I'd probably do for here, but I'd probably say maybe a decision bet. I prop bet for Bill Algeo or Ricardo Ramos right here. Let's see, what are the odds for them winning by decision? So plus 245 for Ramos winning by decision, and then plus 165 for Algeo winning by decision. So either way, whichever guy you have winning the fight, put them winning the fight by decision. I think it's going to be a really close striking fight. Maybe we see some grappling mixed in here and there from Ricardo Ramos, but most likely the fight will stay on the feet. Bill Algeo going to have a 3-inch height advantage and a 1.5-inch reach advantage in the fight. I'm going to want to keep the fight at range and just kind of go for the 1-2 combinations over and over again. Inside leg kicks, body kicks as well. Just jab over and over again, using that height and using that reach as well. He's outstruck by Ricardo Ramos on the feet, but it was those wrestling and grappling tendencies that had him losing the fight with Ricardo Ramos. But if he keeps the fight on the feet, his chances of winning the fight are really good. But he needs his fight to stay on the feet because his biggest weakness is the wrestling and grappling defense of his own in his fight so far, inside of the UFC so far, but he needs to land a lot of volume right here. Both fighters have a lot of volume, so I think Bill Algeo needs to land a lot of volume in the first round and a lot of volume in the second round, and then play safe in the third round for a 29-28 decision win. But he needs to put out a lot of volume in the early rounds if he wants to win the fight. But he's already done that so far. I mean, inside of the UFC, 6.8 significant strikes per minute. That is a lot of volume. I mean, almost 7 strikes per minute. That is a lot of volume. If you can keep on doing similar volume, around 6.8, 7 strikes per minute, I'm probably going to be going with Bill Algeo to win the fight by decision right here. Again, if the fight hits the mat, I will give the slight advantage to Ricardo Ramos right there, but I think overall, the fight will stay on the feet, and Bill Algeo will keep the fight at range, use his volume, the jab, the straight right, the leg kicks, use his body kicks as well, use his cardio, and keep the fight really close in the striking game. But I think overall, he should win the fight by decision. I think it's a really close fight. My prediction is Bill Algeo winning the fight by decision, but the one thing I'm going to say it again, the one thing I don't like about Bill Algeo is the wrestling and grappling. That could be a path to victory for Ricardo Ramos right here, so that is why I'm a little bit hesitant on putting a bet on Bill Algeo, just because of the wrestling and just because of that grappling as well. But Ricardo Ramos really good in the clinch as well, really good knees, really good spinning attacks. I mean, the elbows, the knees, I mean, the spinning back kicks, I mean, all the spinning stuff. The man is just crazy, but really striking. If you were to win the fight, he probably needs to mix in a little bit of wrestling and grappling here and there, keep the fight really even in the striking game, and just end every single round with a double leg takedown. and that'd probably give him the win. I mean, to be honest, if he just ends every single one of the rounds with a double A, with a clinch to body lock to trip takedown, whatever the case may be, he needs to end the fight and each round with a double A takedown, and that's the main way I see him winning the fight. Keeping it really, really 50-50 on the feet, where the judges are kind of going back and forth on who they should pick to win the round, and the one thing that would kind of separate who's going to be winning those rounds would be the takedowns and the wrestling of Ricardo Ramos. So, he needs to implement the wrestling and takedowns at the end of each round, and that could be a way for him to kind of settle the judges on picking him to win those rounds. But really good body locks in the cage, solid trip takedown as well. But he needs to get this fight to the ground. He needs to wrestle, he needs to grapple, and he needs to try to get the TKO, try to get some ground up on whatever the case may be. And he could probably win the fight by decision, just doing that, just wrestling and grappling in the later stages of the fight, and just keeping it very, very even in the striking game. Overall, I mean, it's super close. I think it's 50-50. I mean, the tabloid predictions, 59% going Ramos, and then 41% going Algeo. I think it's super, super close by. I think the striking advantage will go to Bill Algeo with the height, with the reach, with the jabs, with the straight right, with the leg kicks, with the body kicks, with all those types of things. If he can keep the fight on the feet, I think he will win the fight. I'm going Bill Algeo to win the fight by unanimous decision right here, 29-28 on all judges' scorecards. Again, I think this is a fight that you only bet on the fight if there is an underdog. If it's like plus 110, I'd probably bet on that person. But other than that, I don't really see any. Actually, sorry. If you're gonna bet on the fight, put them in a prop bet. So if I were to bet on, I'm losing it. If I were to bet on Bill Algeo to win the fight, I would say him winning the fight by decision. The odds for that, I believe, are plus 165 if I can find it. Where are they? Let me see. 1 second, guys. Yeah, plus 165 for Algeo winning by decision. I think that's the only real good bet that I see in the fight card so far. If you guys think that Ricardo Ramos can mix in the wrestling and mix in the grappling here and there every now and then in the fight, maybe you go Ramos winning the fight by decision, because those odds are even better at plus 245. But overall, should be a really, really good fight in the featherweight division. Overall, I'm very, very slightly going with Bill Algeo right here. Should be a close one, but yeah, I got Bill Algeo winning the fight by 29-28, unanimous decision right there.